on to Interfaith Insights. Today's theme is around educating for change. We're talking about how do we make our curriculum more inclusive for people? And we are joined by two wonderful guests today. We have Alison Dickie with us, who's the Vice Convener of the Edinburgh Council Education, Children and Families Committee. And we have Deborah Kayembe, who's a prolific human rights lawyer, linguist, CEO and founder of Full Options and Freedom Walk.
How did your faith impact your life in growing up and lead you to a career of public service?
I think my family got involved with a church. I lived in Ayrshire. I grew up in Ayrshire. I got involved in a church who reached out, were supportive to us. Everyone in life can let you down, your family, your friends, anybody, but God never will. And I think sometimes when life has not just been as easy, you begin to question, is there something more than this? And you begin to be more open to that debate, that thinking, is there something more than this? And for me there was, and that's when I became a Christian. I get very involved. But that's it, faith, really that whole kind of, God coming into my life and just really that faithfulness, that support, and that relationship just made such a difference. It's grounded me in everything I've been through.
What are some of your responsibilities? And tell me about the scope of our schools. For example, how many pupils, staff, etc., because I know these are very challenging times for our schools. So tell me about the work that you do there.
So over 50,000 pupils, here in our schools, and that's how many we get back in these times. It was a big task to do. Our schools have been absolutely, in terms of my role, it covers all the schools in the cities, primary schools, secondaries, specials. So we are responsible for, just everything to do with schools, everything to do with education. We live in a absolute growing popular city. So it's about dealing with issues like rising roles and how to deal with that. I lead in child poverty work, trying to drive equity across our schools and understanding about the trauma that can impact a child's life right from day one, or all the different stories that just lead to poverty, the inequality that's there. It's a deeply unequal city. So lots of work around that. Corporate parenting, I lead in that to shape change with young people for improving the lives of care experienced young people. Equalities groups now go into our schools and mandating, actually, for the first time ever, an equalities action plan in our schools, young people taking the lead as well. And that's across all protected groups because there's space for everyone in this city, equal space, and it's something I feel really strongly about.
Tell me why religious moral education is important to you as part of our curriculum.
For me, it's also about growing the society we want to be too, and there's nothing more empowering than RME to do that. So you're teaching, as a class teacher, which I was, you're teaching everything. And you get help with, obviously, some people who have absolute expertise in the areas. So it's about growing that inclusive society right from the beginning, ensuring children have all the different information, and it's up to them. It's up to them to make their decisions. See it as absolutely it's growing the society, growing the minds that you want young people to be empowered and to be good citizens.
I'm really excited now to introduce my guest today. Deborah Kayembe, welcome. How important has your faith?
From the Congo to here, you never have the strength to survive everything I survived without my faith in God. At 16, a man of God told me, I'm going to say something to you. You leave this country, you go to other countries, you live on the homes that you never built. People take care of you, they'll never be your family. Why? Because it's a provision that God has given next to your life to achieve what He wants to achieve in your life. And everything you do is not by you, it's God taking you to achieve what He wants to achieve to the world through you. Since that age of 16 until today, I went to the valley of death, I was never afraid. I went to terrible things, I was never afraid, because I know this is the will of God in my life. This is how I survive it. Without it, I could never survive all of this, never.
Can you tell us a bit about this petition that you've brought, addressing racism in Scottish education petition? What is it that you hope to achieve through that? Can you tell people?
Right now, In Scotland, we have racist incident in the classroom classed as a behavior issue. So someone can be really rudely racist to a child in the classroom, whether it's a staff or during a session. This person will not be held accountable. No. So a crime could be committed within the playground in the school. Is always going to be a behavior issue. The petition that I'm putting forward is simply to say this. We need to manage to create a anti-racist education in the Scottish education. That is the first thing we need to look at. Secondly, when a racist incident happens in the classroom, it needs to be monitored, recorded, and addressed. Because if any time this incident happening and we're not doing anything at all, and the teachers are powerless, the head teachers are powerless, we're still having those incidents growing again and again, and it affects the way of the education of our children. They can't realize what I have done was diminutive for somebody because of his race. And then thirdly, my petition asks that all staff in school to be trained about anti-racist education. This is the three things I'm asking to the government.
Well, is there anything that we can do as a city?
Every city have possibility to review the policies. Reviewing them is one of the things. And the other thing is the staff in school need to be properly trained. Because I had a couple incidents recently, and when I look at those incidents, I have a feeling some of the schools are neglecting the training the staff properly. I think Edinburgh Council, it's about time to review the policy and how the staff have been trained and the universal rights of individual, just that one, before we go to the detail, that this staff must respect that.
Thank you everyone for joining us. And remember everyone out, stay safe out there and keep the faith.